Each of these strategies has the potential to save you thousands of dollars throughout the course of your college career. How are you guys doing today? My name is Apple, and today we are filling in the financial gap between schools and the real world. And today I'm going to share with you guys my top 6 ways to save thousands of dollars, literally thousands of dollars throughout the course of your college career and your life if you apply these things while you are in school. So be sure to stick around and share this video with a friend. All right, so just some stats. With the cost of college rising, it can be so easy to spend at least 100 grand on your college education. And this leads to the average student graduating with about $37,000 worth of student debt. So this is a big thing. It's a huge expense in your life. So being able to cut down thousands of dollars in this expense is a big deal, all right? So I'm going to be providing you guys with some easy ways to save thousands throughout your college experience. So let's get into it. Number 1, this one's pretty straightforward, but I mean, a lot of people just don't do it, and it's going to class. So go to class. If you're in school, if you are paying for an education, go to class. You are paying for it. You are paying to be enrolled in this class, so you might as well show up. Maybe it's 8 a.m., maybe it's a Monday and you're tired and you just want to go back to bed, but show up to this class. You're paying for it. You are paying for this knowledge. And if you're not taking advantage of the knowledge in this class, then why are you in school to begin with? That is my question to you. Learning is so great. And for a lot of people, classrooms are the best place to start learning about a subject. For a lot of people, classrooms are a great way to find out, is this something that I'd be interested in pursuing further, or is this a topic that I just don't like in general? That was a really great thing that I got out of my last semester in college, is I realized what I really did not like in classes, and I realized what subjects I was just not interested in at all. So it can be a great way to sort of screen out potential things that you'd be interested in learning about more on your own and in the future. And go to class. If you're enrolled in class, if you're paying to go to class, go to class, please. And along with that, test out of classes. So if you took classes in high school, if you took AP classes or whatever, test out of the classes that you already know this stuff in. Because if you're sitting in class and you already know everything the professor's telling you, then again, what is the point? You're paying thousands of dollars to be in this classroom. Like, take advantage of that. Take full advantage of that. Talk to the professor. Get to know them. And just take full advantage of all the resources you are given as a part of that class. Go to class and learn as much as you possibly can. This one is a very good option for a lot of people, and it is to become an RA. All right, so a lot of people are like, not about it. But let me tell you why being an RA could be so beneficial and can save you easily thousands of dollars. All right, so the first thing you get as an RA, you get free housing. So the university is going to pay for your living. They're going to give you a free room, free place to live, which is just amazing. That is easily. Living expenses are the biggest expense for all college students. Having a place to live is definitely going to be the highest expense for 9 out of 10 college students, either paying rent, probably not a mortgage yet, or just paying for a dorm room. So getting that completely for free, right there, you're already just getting so much of a benefit from being an RA. That is a huge benefit in my opinion. Next, you get a food stipend. You'll usually get a food stipend, so that means they will give you a certain amount per month or per week for food to get at the dining halls, which is great. So you get free food as well. I'm all about free food, as you know. So you get free housing, free food. What's not to love about that? Next, it's in a great location. So where you're living is going to be very convenient for getting to class. You can just roll out of bed 10 minutes before your class starts, and you just have to walk like a block or two to get to class because you're already living on campus. You're not living in an apartment off campus. So that is great. Also, being an RA looks amazing on a resume. If an employer sees that you were able to live in this place where you had to work for, at least a semester, that's going to look amazing on a resume. They're going to be like, wow, this person is so responsible. They know how to manage people. This is fantastic. Yep, they got the job. So that's great. And lastly, it's going to be a lot easier for you to make connections with professors and faculty because you're going to be on campus so much more often. It's going to be a lot easier for you to meet up with professors, faculty, and you're going to have a great way to get a foot in the door with whatever potential career path you were looking to go down. All right, number 3, another great way to save thousands of dollars, literally thousands in college, is to house hack. All right, so if you see the RA option and you're like, nope, not for me, but you still want that free housing, house hacking can be a great option for a lot of people. So basically, if you're not familiar with what house hacking actually is, it is essentially you purchase a multifamily piece of real estate. So say a duplex, a triplex, a fourplex, something like that. So you purchase this real estate, you live in one of the units and you rent out the other units, and you use the rental income from all the other units to pay down the mortgage so that you essentially get to live for free, or in some cases are paid to live. So that can be a great option if you don't want to be an RA, but you do want that free housing. House hacking can be a great option for you. All right, so it can be a great way for you to learn about how to make money in the real world. So being a landlord, probably not most people's dream profession, but it can definitely teach you a lot about the real world, teach you about how money is made, what you actually have to do to make money, to build wealth, which is great. Learn how to deal with tenants, so that can be a good resource as well for you to just have those interpersonal skills for you to navigate complex relationships like landlord-tenant relationships. It's also a good way to learn if real estate is right for you, learn if real estate is a good option for you in your future, if it's something you want to consider pursuing, investing in, maybe becoming a real estate agent, or just any other ways to get involved with real estate. Again, learning how to build wealth. So this is a great lesson in wealth building. If you've read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, you know how important real estate can be to building wealth, and how you got to know how to build wealth from a young age in order to be financially successful in your life. So being a landlord, house hacking could be a great way for you to learn how to build wealth. And a little caveat here is that it can be pretty tough at a young age to get that money required to put down a down payment on a property, depending on where you live, especially if you're in like LA, New York City, San Francisco, then it's going to be very tricky for you to purchase a rental property, or any property in general, but it's definitely not impossible. So getting a mortgage at a young age, probably pretty tough unless you've been building credit since you were like 5. But assuming that's not the case, then there are going to be a lot more creative financing options for you. I can get into a whole video about that. Now is really not the time or place for that, but just know there is ways for you to get the money besides just getting a mortgage. All right, number 4 is credit cards. All right, so credit cards are a great way to save you money in college.
Think. Seriously. So, credit cards, stupid. Somebody ought to smack you. That's stupid. It's stupid.
Now, I'm sorry, Dave Ramsey. I am sorry about this one, but I definitely do disagree with you on the idea that credit cards are just terrible things that you should avoid at all costs. All right, so I know Dave Ramsey's going to scream at me for this one.
It's killing you.
But if you do it right, with credit cards, if you play your cards right, pun intended, you can really get so much out of credit cards, and you can easily save thousands of dollars throughout college, throughout your life, if you know how to use credit cards right. So first thing you gotta do to use credit cards right is you gotta build credit young so you have more opportunities in the future. So like I said, if you want a mortgage on like a rental property, you're gonna need to have years and years of credit history. But before you get into credit cards, you have to know 2 things very well. So listen closely, all right? You gotta know these 2 things very well. First thing, you have to know how credit cards work. You have to know the ins and outs of credit cards. So if you don't know how credit cards work, you got to do your homework before you actually apply for one and get one. And if you have a credit card, you don't know how it works, you got to learn that right now. You got to put down the credit card, learn how it works, then come back. Second thing you got to know is how banks make money. So briefly, how banks make money is they take your money, they pay you a low interest rate, you want money from them, they charge you a high interest rate. That gap is what they make, all right? So you gotta know interest rates, you gotta know they're making their money on those interest payments that you make. So do not carry a balance on that credit card under any circumstances, all right? And if you're a college student that wants to get into credit cards, start small, all right? So get a credit card, get your first starter credit card, whatever. Put like 1 or 2 charges per month on there. Keep your credit utilization low. So how much of your available credit you're using, keep that low. So just 1 to 2 charges a month, easy as that. And as you go, ask your credit card provider for raises on your credit limit. Just tell them you want to keep your credit utilization low and you would like a raise on your credit limit. And if you've had that credit card for long enough, they will do that. I just got another automatic bump up on my credit card. That's the second time that's happened in a pretty short amount of time. So they'll just do it automatically, or if you can ask them, they'll probably do it as well. So scale up from there. As your credit limit goes higher, you can funnel more of your purchases onto there. Again, I'm not saying spend more money with a credit card. No, no, no. You're just funneling more of your purchases that you're already making with either cash or a debit card onto that credit card so that you can build more and more credit history. Do not purchase more things that you would have ordinarily on that credit card. Only purchase the things that you were already buying. Just funnel those purchases onto the credit card, all right? And I've got a whole playlist. It's called Credit 101. It's on the basics of how to use credit cards and credit in general. So be sure to check that out. It's going to give you a ton of great resources on how to actually start building credit effectively as a college student. That is great. And the immediate benefits that you can start getting out of your credit card today are the advantages of your perks, all right? So you can get cash, you can get cash back. My credit card provides me with a decent amount of cash back, I will say. And another big perk that a lot of credit cards provide is airline miles. So you can get an airline mile card that's gonna provide you with a ton of miles. It's gonna allow you to travel on the cheap, which is great. That's gonna save you a ton of money on traveling. So you can get that cash back and those miles right away and start saving tons and tons of money on those purchases that you were already making. Keyword, they're already making. And then in the future, like we said, you can start to, once you have that solid credit history, you can start leveraging your money with rental properties and just leveraging your money even further on a larger scale. All right, number five thing that you can save thousands on is all used everything, all right? So all used everything. You should buy everything used as a college student. There is no reason to buy 99 and 100 things new in college. There's no reason for that, all right? So thrift stores, such my number one spot for any kind of clothing needs, any kind of needs. I get books there, I get clothes there. Thrift stores, that's the spot, all right? If you're a college student, you should definitely be taking advantage of thrift stores. They will save you so much money. And a business opportunity actually is to flip the clothes you get at thrift stores. So you can go to a thrift store, buy a bunch of clothes. If you have an eye for good clothes, I have a friend who actually flips clothes from a local thrift store. He buys them at the thrift store, he sells them on eBay, makes a pretty decent profit at that. So even going beyond just getting the cheap clothes, reselling the cheap clothes, good option there. Next, used electronics. There's no reason to buy new electronics. I mean, computers are outdated so quickly that if you buy a new computer and you try to sell it like 2 years later, it's already worth like barely anything compared to what you bought it for. Same goes for like printers or anything like that, microwaves, any kind of electronic thing, buy that used. There's no reason to buy it new. You're just paying a premium for like a shiny box, so don't do that. Textbooks. If you're buying new textbooks, you are definitely doing it wrong. And even if you're buying textbooks, you might be doing it wrong. So I always recommend renting used textbooks. That is going to save you hundreds and hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, throughout your college experience. So be sure to be buying those textbooks used and maybe even renting. Next is furniture, all right? Buy that used furniture, get that used couch, used bed. All of that stuff is going to save you so much money. There's no reason to be buying new furniture. You're living in a dorm room or an apartment that is going to be not looking very nice anyways, so there's no reason to spend extra money on fancy furniture that is just going to not be used anyways. So yeah, used furniture, get that. Next, kitchen supplies, all right? So go to like a thrift store, a garage sale, your grandparents, I don't know, and get all your kitchen supplies you could ever need. Don't be paying a premium for those new kitchen supplies because that can really cost you a good bit of money if you do that. Be sure to get used, ask friends, go to garage sales, and get yourself some nice used kitchen supplies. Lastly is appliances. So that mini fridge, that microwave, do not get those new, get those used. Go on like Craigslist, go to garage sales, go to your family and friends and say, hey, moving out, need a mini fridge or microwave, and they will probably have something they can give you. Maybe they were looking to upgrade anyway, so then you can just buy their old one and then everybody wins. All right, so buy that stuff used. Do not be paying a premium for new stuff as a college student. You are looking to save money, not look all bougie, all right? So last way to save thousands in college, this is a big one, and it's to have no car. So I'm a big advocate of not having a car while you're in school, not having a car on campus. And if you go to school in a city, if you go to school in a decently big city, there is no reason to have a car whatsoever. If there's a public transportation system in your city, there's no reason to have a car, in my personal opinion. All right, so the first obvious alternative to driving is walking. So if you live in a walkable city, again, if there's public transportation, if it's walkable, then walk. I mean, there's no reason to be driving to the grocery store 6 blocks away if you could just be walking there. So first alternative is to walk. Next alternative is to get some public transportation. So at a lot of schools, they will actually, if it's in a city, they will pay for your public transportation. They'll give you a free bus pass that allow you to get around the city for free. I mean, that's included in the fees that you're paying for the school anyway. But if you're paying for it, you might as well be using it. So if you have a free bus pass, there's really no reason to have a car. Lastly, my favorite alternative to driving is biking. So I bike everywhere. I have not stopped biking throughout the winter, and I've just been biking all through it, all through the snow, all through everything. And I love biking. So if there's places that are farther away that you don't want to walk to, that you can't bus to, I would really recommend picking up a bike. You can get a used bike for like under $100 probably, and that is a great way to get around in a city. And when you don't have a car, you don't have to pay for gas, you don't have to pay for insurance, you don't have to pay for repairs, and you don't have to deal with friends asking you for rides every single weekend. So these are just some of the great benefits of not having a car on campus. I'm really glad I do not have a car on campus because, one, I love to bike already, and two, there's just so much trouble. I mean, paying for a parking spot as well, if you don't have free parking on your campus, that can definitely add up to quite a pretty penny. I mean, on my campus, I know it's a couple $100 per semester just to park your car. So that is another great reason why I do not have a car on campus. It's better for the planet. It's better for your wallet. So I would just say skip the car, especially for your first year on campus when you don't even know if that's something you're going to want. All right, so those are my top 6 ways to save literally thousands of dollars in your college experience and going forward. So if you guys did enjoy this video, if you got any value out of it, please do remember to like the video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow, and until next time.